Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to Rassle Rock with Rick Connor.
What the F was that entire freaking promo about?
Mark Hallbacher.
She's like the James Ellsworth of women.
And Cory Castle.
I look like Paul London and Brian Kendrick mixed.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Rassle Rock edition of Rassle Rock. I said that wrong.
Another quarantine edition of Rassle Rock.
Yeah, man.
I'm the new host, the who steers the ship. I'm the captain of Rassle Rock.
You'd probably be better than me after that interview I did.
I was going to say, you're a lot more animated today than you were during that interview.
I was holding myself up on my desk. Hey, how's it going? You doing good?
I sent him the audio link. I did not send him the video. But he was watching it the whole time anyway. So
yeah. So there's an interview up on our podcast feed there on iTunes or on the video link on YouTube with Trevin Adams for the WWN. Ring announcer for Evolve. It's a really great interview. I got to listen back to it, so I can actually remember it now.
That was a good interview.
But yeah, man, a lot to get into today. A lot happened this week. None of it made WWE look very good. We started this week with the XFL going on sale. From what we hear, Vince McMahon's selling the whole thing. I didn't get the full story on this. He said
so he filed for bankruptcy,
right?
And then, from what I heard, he sold all his shares.
But he sold. McMahon said that he never had stock in the company or something like that.
It was basically there was an issue where they think he was using WWE money to pay for the XFL, and he swears that he used his own money to build it.
Well, he's Vince McMahon. He is WWE. His money is WWE money. Like
basically.
So
that's what I mean. If he's taking out, I'm sure that there's like a WWE fund that's separate from his bank account, right?
No, totally. Yeah.
So he was just kind of skimming off the top to pay for the XFL.
Yeah, it's basically what it was, and then he sold his shares of the XFL.
That's like Martha Stewart goes to jail sort of shit. Really.
Oh, that's insider trading. That's something totally different.
That's totally the same thing.
It's just like that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of confusion on did he use WWE money to buy the XFL? He, like I said, they filed bankruptcy. He sold his shares, and it looks like the whole experiment is dead again.
Business ethics.
I mean, you can't blame it on him. They were actually getting viewers. It's just the whole corona.
Yeah, man.
I was getting requests at the bar. People were actually asking to have it on while I was bartending.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, people were watching it.
And they were packing the stadium from what I heard. Like they were selling tickets for like $150 a pop. It was profitable.
Well, like weird, things happen, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it'll come back. I don't know if the other business partners will try to bring it back. I mean, obviously there is another market for football, so or more football.
What if NFL buys it and does like a draft, like a XFL versus NFL SmackDown versus Raw angle, but for football?
No.
But no.
I don't think NFL is really desperate for viewership. I don't think they're like people stuff like that.
NFL's big project for the last 20 years or so has been they've been trying to get into Europe. They want to start a European like European teams for the NFL. But logistically, I don't even know how you figure that out once you have more teams and then you have to have people cross the ocean to play football on a regular basis. Like
the biggest thing they're missing out on the Santa Monica Gellers.
Oh man. So that's happening. I don't know who's going to buy it, if it's going to come back, if anything's going to happen with it at all. Like you said, Mark, maybe somebody that was already within the company, another one of the owners or whatever, could pick it up. But if they do, it's not going to come back until after the next NFL season, which they're already talking about draft picks and everything else already.
Well, they already do. By now, the draft is like ready to go, and I don't even know how they're. I haven't even looked into it to see how they're even going to do the draft.
Zoom.
Yes, basically what they're going to do is just have the teams pick it on like some kind of video conferencing, and then because they can't even have like the camera crews sitting in the person's house while he's waiting to see what team picks them. So like the major picks. So I guess they'll just have him sitting in front of a computer like this, and he'll turn around and put his hat on like they all do, and smile.
They're gonna have everybody hold up a green screen jersey that they'll superimpose the team, like the jersey for the player. No,
right. Just
a green screen jersey.
And then the Eagles will be all screwed because their colors are green, and then it'll get all mixed up. So we don't see anything. We're seeing straight through them.
No, them and the Jets and the Green Bay Packers. Like it's time to reveal New Jersey.
It's one of those teams. Another little black eye for WWE came out this week. We're going to get to the major story, obviously, but
so a little black eye. The other one's a big black eye.
Yeah. This is the second black eye. The other one. So he's got
like
a guy and a gaping head wound. So WWE was named an essential business by the governor of Florida, and everyone was wondering how that came to be. And apparently it had something to do with Linda McMahon. She just happened to, on the same day, donate make a very charitable donation, let's say, to his to the governor's whatever running. What do they call that?
The super PAC. The super PAC that she is a part of donated money to the governor of Florida.
Yeah. To make sure he gets reelected or something like that.
To make wrestling a essential business.
Yeah. It's like, wow, okay. So you basically the almighty dollar is better than any kind of outbreak or anything, bigger than anything that
well, that's why the almighty is in that sentence. The almighty dollar is
mighty over all.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's weird. We asked Trevin, I don't know if that was on the actual interview or when we were just shooting a breeze with him before we started interviewing about if Evolve was going to start moving, but they're already there, but they can start running shows there, but there's no money because they're an independent venue. They make most of their money off the actual crowd, so it makes no sense to even be up there.
Yeah.
So, but I guess this is good news for AEW too to run their little secret shows they've been running down there.
Yeah. I mean, if it's good for one, it's got to be good for the other. You can't just be like, well, WWE is an essential business. AEW, not so much.
It's the same kind of stuff.
Well, they're saying it's based on like you can't have a crowd. You can bring your sport there as long as you have no audience and you have to have like a minimal amount of people working. There's a whole bunch of rules to it. But I was wondering if other sports are going to take note and try to come down there now. And like Florida's basically doing this as a bait to get business to come back to Florida while this is all going on, which it looks like we have another few weeks, and then certain states will start opening up. I know Texas is and a couple others that have like no real cases. They're going to start opening up again. I don't know how Philadelphia is going to open. I don't know how New York is. You all right? You good, Cory? You comfy?
All right. Just get a microphone in front of your face. I don't care what you do. Yeah, man, it's very interesting. What do you guys think of the 7 wrestler crowd that AEW has been putting out every Wednesday? Does that make it better?
I like it. I don't mind it. I don't know. It's kind of weak. It's like a bunch of guys just clearing and come on, you can do it. Come on, like it's not like real fan interaction. It's more like just like almost like half-ass coaching that each wrestler.
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but it's not the worst.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not against it either. I mean, it's still better than no crowd at all. I mean,
I'm kind of half and half with it. It just feels like one of those really bad indie shows that you go to that only have like 7 or 8 people in the crowd. It just makes me. I don't know. I guess I'm getting bad memory flashbacks of that. You know.
Well, you gotta look at it as this, like, man, it's still better than something because like no crowd. Look at what happened on NXT. You had Velveteen Dream talking trash about Adam Cole, and Finn Balor walks up right behind him. Now, if that was a live crowd, they would have lost their minds, like, because they know, excuse me, they know they're getting a match now with Finn Balor and Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
And there was just silence. But at AEW, it had a couple guys go, "Yeah, that's cool, man. That's great. Yeah. Just keep clapping."
What do you guys think of Are they gonna continue with like trying to do Money in the Bank in front of nobody?
You didn't hear about this?
No, not really. I mean,
the Money in the Bank ladder match is going to take place in WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. It's going to be starting off on the bottom floor, and they have to get to the roof where there's going to be a ring and a ladder.
Well, that's new.
Honestly, I don't think they would have done something like this if they didn't plan on it being like another like cinematic type of thing, like we saw with the Undertaker AJ Styles match. So I'm thinking that these are going to be some pretty nice looking matches. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it should be interesting. I think what's going to happen too is they are moving offices, so I guess they're going to have like designated areas in the building they can just destroy because they don't have to work. Yeah. Yeah,
they're moving to Connecticut somewhere, Stamford, I think, right?
Right. Yeah, they're moving out of the Titan Towers and they're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
But how many stories is the Titan Towers?
What do you think?
How many stories is the Titan Towers? How many floors you got?
Sorry, I'm fighting off a migraine, so I'll be like yawning a lot.
I don't know. It looks like it's about 10 floors. I don't know.
So I'm saying, like, that's a long story to tell as I'm trying to get 10 stories up and then onto the roof.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of
sorry, go ahead.
I said it kind of reminds me of there was some haunted attraction in Philly at one point where you had to like go up floors to places or something.
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't go to haunted houses.
You don't do haunted houses?
I don't like being claustrophobic feeling. It drives me nuts.
You got PTSD. This veteran. He's gonna kill.
This Nozio's podcast. I don't have PTSD from being in the military. It's from something totally different.
He's just gonna murder some poor child earning $10 an hour.
Jumps out, goes boo, just snaps his neck. It's a dead werewolf on the floor.
I did almost punch a dude one time. I was we were in Wildwood in a haunted house. And I was going through, it was me, my brother, and my sister, and some dude jumped out of the wall, and I just cocked back. I think it was Karen to grab my arm. I was laid out. This poor dude was probably making like $6 an hour, if that, to do that, dressed in like a Freddy costume.
It's not a real chainsaw. Stop.
Gotta figure they run into that kind of stuff all the time. Just people knocking them out all the time, just, on instinct. All right, welcome to Haunted House Chat, everybody.
No, I'm just wondering how they're going to get all the way up the stories. I mean, I mean, maybe they could skip a few and have like all the contestants in an elevator beating the hell out of each other.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Big Captain America scene.
Yeah.
I was thinking like what was that? That football player who like smacked his wife on the elevator.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Or like the Solange, like Jay-Z and Solange.
Jesus. What is wrong with you?
Well, plus with this thing, we don't know how many wrestlers it's going to be because it's so far there's only Daniel Bryan named to the men's match, and there's another 3 qualifying matches set up. They could be just 4-on-4 because the women's match I think only has 4 as well, with Asuka, Baszler, Jax, and Dana Brooke won on Saturday, or I'm sorry, yesterday, Friday, whenever the hell that was. Dana Brooke beat Naomi.
Nothing matters anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing matters
So, I
anymore.
mean, it could be a four-way for each ladder match. So just to cut down on the
The amount of
too many people in one room kind of thing. Yeah. So it could be. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
It'd be funny if people were all wearing surgical masks, like in the match.
And rubber gloves.
I saw the 2 little kids out front playing basketball, both wearing rubber gloves.
Yeah.
Never seen people wearing rubber gloves play basketball. And out back, I looked out there, and there's kids playing basketball. They have rubber gloves on, and the one kid kicked the ball. Like, that's not a rule in basketball. When has anyone ever been able to kick a basketball? The rules are all changing because of Corona.
Have you never had a sore loser and just kicked the basketball?
No, I've always been a pretty like, I lost, I lose. That's what happens. I'm not good at sports.
Well, Neo's never good at basketball. Bricks all day, baby.
Oh man. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Money in the Bank. That's going to be on May 10th. So it's coming up fairly soon.
Fairly soon. So you think your girl Nia is going to win it all? And they're going to hotshot the Nia Jax, Becky Lynch story?
They might do a Shayna Baszler. Who knows? Might keep that feud going.
I don't know, man. I think Shayna fell into that bottomless pit of NXT people that just Vince McMahon doesn't see anything in them, and then they're gone, and they're just going to be losing people, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I hope.
Yeah, I hope not, man. I really enjoyed watching her.
Yeah, I mean.
So we'll see. Let's get to the main story here. Might as well. Everybody else is talking about. Everybody knows. What are you doing? You dropping things? You feeling orange? Just let it roll around the floor for a while.
I mean, if you remember, we were talking on Thursday, but you were kind of drunky. I was making orangello.
Yeah.
On Thursday. So I have leftover oranges that I need to eat about 2 a day to get rid of them before they go bad. So much fun.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you can ship some down to Trevin, man. He was like, oh, man, that looks delicious. I have to have some of that, just to make some of the alcohol and send it down to him.
That was Jameson cold brew with an orange peel and a little bit of sweetener. Actually drinking coffee with just sugar and some like citrus. So it was actually pretty damn good.
All right.
You should do some like at-home mixology classes, teaching people how to do stuff, and like have your own sort of like YouTube channel, or maybe go, hey, I'll Zoom with you and I'll teach you how to do it.
Only if I can have Rick drunk on it and him wincing, thinking that makes him look like he's sober. The whole video is like trying to pretend he's sober, and I'm trying to do the interview without like laughing hysterically.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, speaking of things that were really terrible, let's get to the big news story of the week.
The gaping head wound.
Yeah, the WWE releasing hundreds of employees, man. Maybe that's another reason they're doing Money in the Bank in Titan Towers, because it's empty now, or at least half empty now. They fired a whole bunch of employees, corporate employees, and looking like 50 wrestlers, including referees and staff and everything else, officials, backstage trainers, everything else. Man, it's crazy. They went nuts with it.
Yeah, one that blew my mind was Mike Chioda.
Yeah, that guy's been around for like 30 years.
Well, from what I know, Vince is very big on ageism. He's a very big, like, aging people out, man.
He's also got that, like, loyalty stuff too. So I mean, it's weird.
Maybe Vince just thought he was too old. That's the only one that blows my mind now. All of them, all the coaches were furloughed. So whether they come back or not.
Yeah.
The thing that blew my mind was the Good Brothers, because they just signed a huge contract, even though they don't do anything with them.
Does someone have a comprehensive list?
You got the whole list there, Rick?
I don't. I was trying to look one up. I couldn't find one.
Well,
I don't know if they're. I don't know. I think it's just because they're not done yet, man. Like it feels like every day they're coming up with more names.
Cassius Ohno was released yesterday.
Cassius just got released just yesterday, man. So it's daily with this stuff. I know we got Rusev. He's gone. Eric Rowan was another name that surprised me. Drake Maverick. We were talking off air about how much that Twitter video they put up was just a heartbreaker.
Was that off air? We were recording it though, but didn't make. Whatever.
I'm pretty sure it was off. It might have. I don't remember. Okay. But we said some stuff off air and some stuff on air while we were doing the intro. But yeah, man. Maria Kanellis, Mike Kanellis, they're gone. Not
that makes sense.
Surprisingly.
The Kanellis make sense. They never did anything. I mean, they did that whole weird cuckold storyline where like she was punking him everywhere he went, and
that was weird.
The baby wasn't his, and then it just disappeared one day. They never. I don't know if it's because she was too pregnant by the end or what, but they just shut that storyline down, and we never got an ending to it.
Eric Young, EC3, Kurt Hawkins, Leo Rush, Heath Slater, Aiden English, Sarah Logan, Mike Chioda, Primo Nepico, Eric Rowan, Canales, we just said that. Zack Ryder, No Way Jose. Yeah, I mean.
You think Primo and Epico are just laughing when they finally got released? They got us. They got us.
All right, I guess. Like, we've been collecting paychecks for nothing. Anyway.
For years.
I'm sure they've been saving it. I hope so.
I hope so, yeah.
I hope all of them have.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Especially the Canals. The Canals thing kind of touched a nerve with me. Like Maria was out there. She put a video out saying that she had a WrestleMania moment this year, which was backstage, where she got to like introduce her newborn kid to everybody. Now I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, there's the husband, the wife, and the kid are now just sitting at home doing nothing, not collecting any kind of a payment or anything. There's no paychecks coming in for that whole family. I mean, obviously not the baby. The baby wasn't employed. You know what I mean?
It doesn't strike any kind of nerve with me.
No?
No.
No, you just don't care?
They're TV personalities. They're earning large paychecks to be wrestlers. Cool. Good for you. Like, I'm like, we're all affected. Like, everyone's affected harder than these like successful wrestling people.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll land on their feet. Everything will be fine.
Most of them will. I see Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows either going to AEW or going back to Japan. I know Carl Anderson doesn't want to go to Japan because of his family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got like 3-4 kids, so if that's where the money's going to be, he'll be going. The Revival, we all know the Revival after them being released right out of their contracts right before everybody else, they'll be in AEW. They're Cody's friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everyone's going to be fine.
I think Zack Ryder.
Everybody also has a 90-day non-compete with that as well, right? Everybody that got like flat out fired.
Do they?
I think I heard that. Yeah.
You pay. Wait, if you get a 90, this is the thing confused me. All right, so they're going to release you, and then you're going to get hit with the 90-day non-compete.
Mm-hmm.
Do they pay you for those 90 days that you're not working?
I think they do. Yeah. I think they get like a lump sum or something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, they would have to, right? Because, with a non-compete, okay, so you can't work anywhere else, even when there's not a pandemic going on. It's not like, I mean, if they could have, if we weren't in the situation that we were in, they could be going to like autograph signings, conventions, stuff like that, and making money that way. But none of that's happening right now.
Right.
So I don't know. I can't just imagine they're sending a whole bunch of people home. Even with savings, you still got bills coming in every month. You know what I mean? And if you're not working for 3 months, they got to give you that. It has to be illegal to give you just see you later. No money, no nothing.
Well, it's probably all written in the contracts, like from the start of it.
Well, they were laid off, so they're fired. That's all it is. If you lay someone off, it's basically firing them. You don't get money for it. I just don't see them giving them a non-compete. I don't think they can. I think only when they release you from a contract. Like the Revival, I think, did they get a 99 non-compete, or they just let them go completely?
No, they got the 90-day non-compete. I heard that because from the day they're released, it ends. The 90 days ends on a Thursday, so it was just another way for WWE just to stick it to them. It's like, all right, well, you're not on AEW that week. That's awesome. Another little dig there. So yeah, man, and this whole thing I'm hearing was pretty much just to save a bunch of money, which they didn't need.
No, they had a $500 million basically set aside for hardship, and they said it would, like, getting rid of these people saves them like $4 million a month. Mm-hmm. And I heard rumors that was 700,000.
700,000 a month. Well, all right.
But what are you going to do? Like, from what I hear, all these guys that they fired were house show guys. They did a lot of matches on the house shows because they don't have live.
Yeah, they can't do live events anyway. No house shows. Right.
So, I mean, I guess it makes sense to let these people go, but I mean, what are they going to do? Like, if this, if this whole thing's, if they start letting crowds back in by, September or whatever, what are you going to do? You're going to hire just brand new people?
No, they might bring people back. They might bring some of
them back, but I mean, like the people that got furloughed makes sense, but like the people that were just flat out fired, like what the hell?
I mean, the good thing is once they start opening this up, sooner or later they'll have an opportunity. I can't see them having the 90-day compete if they laid them off. I think I don't know. Are they free for bookings? Has anybody released on Twitter for bookings yet?
What kind of bookings can anyone take?
What's that?
No one can take any kind of bookings.
But I'm just saying, like, if it does open up and they're free to take bookings, I can see, like I said, Gallows and Anderson, if they don't go to Japan, they'll be in AEW immediately. I see Zack Ryder going to AEW. And then you have Rusev, which is really weird. Where does he go? Does he go to AEW, or does he go to the independents for a while, or does he go to Japan?
If he goes to the independents for a while, he would tear it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to do fine regardless.
Yeah, who making...
I can see him in, like, H and making,
Oh, yeah.
and doing something over there. I mean, I just don't want to see AEW do nothing but just take like WWE refuse on a regular basis. I don't think that's a smart idea.
No, that'll be mostly
picky about it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to. It would be picky about it. You don't want to turn it into like what TNA was. You know what I mean? When they were just taking all that, or the old school like late '90s WCW or anything like that.
WWE Light.
Yeah, there's already plenty of comparisons for AEW and WCW as it is. You know, you don't want to just go and do that straight up.
Well, they're on the network. They're on TNT, the same network. Like,
yeah,
those comparisons are going to be there.
I love that they're coming out with the TNT Championship, and it's like, just call it the WCW television title. Just call it that. That's pretty much what it is.
I always want the TV title to come back, so I'm happy that's actually coming back.
Something nice little secondary title for him.
I think it's better than a universal title, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Champion of the universe.
Champion of the universe. Well, they took the word universe and just made it to mean fans somehow. So there you go. If they're going to change the meaning of the word, might as well keep on using the word.
I feel bad for all these guys, but most of them should land on their feet. The lesser named guys like No Way Jose's and all that, I don't know what happens to guys like that unless they just completely repackage themselves somewhere else, something totally different.
Yeah,
like, he could be over not being No Way Jose, but being like, hey, the formerly known as No Way Jose, but now this, and he can do kind of like when Drew McIntyre got out of the 3-man band thing. He started taking bookings outside of that. He was taken seriously.
Yeah,
so this could be good for No Way Jose.
I hope, because he's a big dude and he's talented. I mean, what he did in NXT, he had a lot of good matches, and he came up to the main roster and they did nothing with him. It was just a comedy act. I'm hoping they do something with him.
It'll be Yes Way Jorge. He did name just a little bit. All right, we get. Oh, I can see it happening. My internet is unstable, so I'm hoping everybody is coming through loud and clear here. I'm the one recording it, so just in case it's a little messed up and you're not hearing some people, that's my fault. Well, my internet's fault. Because hooray for Wi-Fi.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing keeping us sane right now. The internet and Wi-Fi and content, and I mean, I'm so pleased and so blessed that I've been able to crank out so much content while being locked in my home, just like everybody else who's been doing it. And some of the amazing things that have been done through the just at home stuff, like if you guys saw what SNL did with the SNL at home, it's amazing what stuff's getting done during this time where you're being forced to be resourceful.
I'll tell you what's not good is WWE backstage. Have you seen that? We're all doing.
I don't care.
They're all talking over each other. Like, Booker's tough to like shut down once he starts talking, and he just runs over everybody.
Yeah, I can imagine it sucking.
Bad.
It's something everybody has to get used to. It's rough. Once you talk over somebody, you can't hear them anymore, and it's something that definitely takes some practice. We're still doing it here every once in a while. Except this
it's hard, man.
Well, before we took the break, we started talking about the AEW TNT title tournament, which is fun to say, but apparently we got
Hey,
Cory's
how's it going?
How you doing there?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Cory is girlfriend joining us here. How's it going?
Hey.
Chatting about wrestling.
Cool.
It's like, that's my cue.
Fun.
I'm out of
Well, see ya.
Well, if you know anything, you can stick around.
She doesn't know or care to know anything about wrestling.
That's okay. Everybody's dating girls like that. It's like, hey, you watch wrestling? No. All right, well, you won't see me on Mondays. That's what happened. But we were talking about the TNT title tournament. We got Dustin Rhodes is going to be taking on Darby Allin, and apparently, if Dustin loses this match, he's going to retire.
Oh, wow. Do you really see that happening?
From what I'm hearing, this is a legit thing. Everybody's been commenting on Twitter. No one can really tell if it's a work or not, or if, or what's going on, or if he's just using this as an excuse. Like, okay, this is going to be my last match.
That's probably what it is he's using this as his last match to get someone over. I think he's done. I mean, what's he, 51?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Cody for a second.
Not
All
Cody.
right.
I thought it too when I first heard it. I'm like, good. But because I don't like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. I think for Goldust, for Dustin, this probably makes a lot of sense. He tried to get Cody over. Like, that was why they had at the first pay-per-view, that match was supposed to be his last match.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of overdue at this point.
It's insane though, the shape that he got himself in though. The you can tell he's just for someone of his age, like he hasn't been in that shape for a while.
Right, but then retiring in front of nobody sucks. Like, no crowd. It's kind of not the best.
Well,
yes.
I mean, it's the world that we're living in now. Like, it sucked having a WrestleMania with no crowd. It's going to suck if Dustin Rhodes retires with no crowd. But
back in an office building.
Awesome, you don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be like, what? I didn't see the movie, but would it be like Rampage, that movie with The Rock and the gorilla?
Just punching the side of the building while they're climbing up.
Punching the side.
It could be. We don't know. It'd be hilarious if it was.
Right.
Other news, sad news, just to throw in a little bit more bad news in there. We lost to Fink this week, man.
Yeah.
Howard Finkel.
Did we put an outro from the interview? Because I didn't catch that.
For what?
I thought we recorded a little bit talking about that in the outro for your guys' interview.
I don't know. I think we talked after.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was sad, man. 72 years old. Definitely the best announcer of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody that's arguing with that. It's a shame, man. And he never got his did he ever get his Hall of Fame ring?
Yeah, he did.
All right.
Well,
I'm sick of watching him go in posthumously. So, like, it'd be nice if he got his ring already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see people who deserve it get it while they're alive and not posthumously. It's like really over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel more like I just want to, say that to the family and friends and the loved ones of the Fink, like that's where our brains and our thoughts and our emotions are, because like this is a tough time to lose somebody, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I got a new couch because my brother just lost one of his really good friends, and his son gave me his couch.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, but I mean, like, now that I was over there yesterday, and it was like, yeah, well, we don't know what we're doing when it comes to like burials or services or anything like that. They're just trying to put something on the count. So this time is such a weird, confusing time.
No, my friend got married on the internet.
Really?
Got married on the house, and they put it on basically like a conferencing app like this, and everybody like watched them get married at the house.
Well, that's inexpensive.
Because like their date was set, and I guess if they couldn't book again with everything going on, I guess there was no way they knew when they were going to actually get married again. So they just went along with it and did it in the living room of their house on the camera.
Well, that's a silver lining, man. That's a real silver lining in this weird ass time. And,
Yeah, very much.
You know, I did talk to you I talked to you guys last week on here just when we were talking about how Nick Burke used to have Howard Finkel as his voicemail, his outgoing voicemail when you call it. You've now reached Nick Burke.
Yeah. Nice, man. That's something's great. I don't know. That's just the thing that Nick Burke would definitely get done.
Yeah, I mean, he was at a wedding with him and was like, "Hey, bud, come help me out. Do me a favor." I think he announced him when Burke was doing his stuff with WWE.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. WWE's first employee announced so many title changes in the 80s and 90s. He's that voice of a lot of the classic matches that we all grew up watching. It's really sad.
Did you don't
Famous line when he does the and new.
No. Yeah.
The newest Bruce Pritchard podcast. Bruce was talking about it. He's just lost all control of himself trying to talk about it. He just broke down crying. It was bizarre.
No, he was great. And then he got his little mini resurgence after he was aged out. He was another one that basically was too old to be announcing matches, and when the younger guys that were out there, his Jericho revitalizing him, in late 2000s, with him being his new Ralphus.
Yeah.
That's some great stuff.
Yeah, it was some really good stuff.
What are you doing? Moving more furniture in while we're talking here, or what?
And there was they kept on bringing him back for Royal Rumbles and stuff like that for the better part of the early 2000s there. So that was really cool. So yeah, real sad, man. Howard Finkel dead, age 72 was it? Yeah. It's a shame, man, but left a lot of good memories for us. That's
If you don't know who he is, if you're a younger guy, definitely check out the Welcome to WrestleMania. The first WrestleMania ever, him scream "Welcome to WrestleMania." It's like one of the most famous things ever.
Yeah,
you can go back to old WrestleManias and see him announce. He was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's another sign that time's catching up to us.
Yeah, never ends. Just a little bit of good news, I think, if you're a video game fan. We got the WWE 2K21 has been canceled this year.
Yeah.
Good news.
Yeah, obviously.
Not that I even have a system to play it on, but either way, good news.
Yeah. Well, by the time it comes out, if they do a 2K22 or whatever it is, they're probably going to be for the PlayStation 5. Because I think so none of us are going to have that system to play it on. So obviously the whole global situation that we got going on, they just couldn't get in there and really work on it. 2K20 was an abomination, and
they should just re-release 19, but update it, and then make that 20.
19 wasn't
22. I mean 21.
Not releasing. They need to go back to THQs when THQ used to make them, SmackDown. Those games were great.
No Mercy.
No Mercy. You want to go? Well,
No Mercy 2020.
Didn't they bring in people from that made No Mercy for N64? Didn't they do that for 2K20?
Did they?
I thought they did. I might be completely wrong about this, but I think what the deal was, Ukes pulled out, and they turned over the title to I thought it was THQ and somebody else, but it was like whoever was left over, and then they brought in more people to help them out with it, and then they just ran out of time, so they rushed to get 2K20 out, and it just kind of.
If they just did like that the engine from 64 from No Mercy, and like updated it now, and it was like the same bits and everything.
Yeah,
that would be a hit. I think people would enjoy that.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. They just, they've been re-releasing stuff like Resident Evil and a couple other things, bringing some old stuff back. Final Fantasy, Mark, you're sitting there playing the Final Fantasy VII, the remake, right?
Good. They use the engine from Final Fantasy, was it 15 or whatever, the other one that they had on the PlayStation 4. It's that the same combat system, but it's beautiful. The game's gorgeous. I guess the dialogue is still from the '97 game, so it's really bad.
Yeah.
It's awful. And then everything was halted, man. I was waiting for The Last of Us 2, which is supposed to come out next month, and now I got to wait till I think they announced another release date, but God knows that's even going to be true.
Yeah.
I have The Last of Us. I have The Last of Us on my shelf over there, but I have nothing to play it on.
That's going to go over play.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's about that time. We shine a light on something or someone or a group of people that have shined the brightest all week, and we do it with a segment called Who Wins Wrestling? Who Wins Wrestling? Mark, what do you got this week?
Akira Tozawa. He actually won a match this week.
That's right.
They're doing that interim Cruiserweight Championship tournament, and he beat Swerve, which actually caught me off guard. I thought Swerve was going to kill him, and he ended up beating Swerve. And it was just good to see someone that, since he won the Cruiserweight title, he's like really fallen to the wayside. So good to see him like actually win a match. He's not getting crushed on Raw like they do to him every week.
Yeah, that shocked me as well. At first, I didn't really understand it. I started thinking about it. It's okay. So Tozawa's going to go on. So he got a much-needed win, and he's going to get a match, another match coming up. And now that leaves Swerve trying to build himself back up. Now he's got something to prove. So I think it was a good decision all around.
Yeah, it's just I'm just glad to see like someone that he wasn't a standout, but he's done a lot of really solid matches. I'm happy to see him finally get some kind of due and win a couple matches here and there.
Yeah.
He beat Austin Theory on Raw too, I think, right?
I thought Austin Theory killed him on the Raw. What was that after?
I know there was
man.
I don't remember.
It's tough.
Keep it track.
I think that was just an effort to get the heat back. But I think he had won.
He might have won. I don't remember. Cory, what do you got for Who Wins Wrestling?
I would say Aleister Black.
Aleister Black, really?
Yeah. Just his match with Oney Lorcan on Raw was pretty good.
Really good match.
He's. I think that they're gonna probably build Money in the Bank around him, and there might be a good chance that he wins the whole thing.
It's a very real possibility, man. That's a really good point. I could definitely see him being in that match and killing it. So good for him. Mine is also a guy from Raw. It's going to be Andrade this week for me. The formation of the they don't really have a team name, but I guess it's just what's her name's guys, just Andrade and Theory and Garza. The three of them forming a faction, and if Andrade can keep clean, I don't know what the wellness policy violation was. I don't know what the injury was, but if he can keep himself on Raw, I think he's actually going to go far. Like, he's already the United States champion. He had a great match with Drew McIntyre in the main event overall. And if they can keep up this this pace and this heat going, I think we're going to do something good.
Well, I'm glad they're building a stable with these guys too. So
Yeah.
I think it's needed. Now that the OC's gone, you don't have a 3-man stable anymore overall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got the Lucha House Party.
Which now this is where I told you I got a weird feeling AJ turns face again. Like, I think they're going to slowly turn him face after losing the Undertaker. I mean, but yeah. See, he would be good to feud against those 3 guys. He'd be a great guy for them, especially to get like Austin Theory and Angel Garza, like to get them really, where they need to be.
Definitely. Yeah, man. So crazy week of wrestling. A lot of behind the scenes stuff going on with WWE.
Yeah, it was definitely not crazy wrestling wise. It was crazy everything behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Ugly.
It seems like it's all like B team, like B player stuff. I mean, it's not as much. I mean, they're not bad, but the people we're seeing are people who are like, okay, I guess I'll go. I guess I'll show up. No one else will. And it's kind of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of that, if we were talking, it was kind of good timing. If you were frustrated, I'll do my plug. If you're frustrated with WWE and you're looking for alternatives, we had Trevin Adams on. We interviewed him on Thursday night. Rick was there. Really great interview, and he provides an alternative to WM, which under umbrella is also Dragon Gate, Evolve, Shine. I'm not sure. I think he said Combat Zone also. There was a couple others. American I got to re-listen.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of really good companies are under that umbrella. It's a really great interview. He's a really great guy. Can talk your ears off about wrestling and have it be entertaining the entire way through. It's really fantastic.
So yeah, I would check that out, man. And at least, his group offers an alternative if you're really tired. Because like I know a lot of people are really frustrated with like how WWE screwed all these people over, and it's not just the wrestlers. Like they fired 100 employees or something like that, close to 100 employees. So. Yeah. Or furloughed them or whatever, and all to save like a couple bucks a month. Well, not a couple of bucks, but to them it's a couple of bucks because they have $500 million sitting in a reserve fund. So,
am I a monster because I'm not bothered by the fact that they lost their jobs? We all lost our jobs. Like,
yes, you're bothered. Oh my god, what the hell's wrong with you?
I said I'm a monster because I'm not bothered. Everyone lost their jobs.
It sucks, man. It sucks to lose your job.
It does.
They lost their jobs for no reason. Problem. They lost their jobs for literally no reason.
I lost my job. I lost all 3 of my jobs.
Was going to bars or concerts, like that made sense. Like the WWE could have kept all these people on. The money that Vince McMahon just made today with the stocks that he sold, that could have given each one of those employees their salary for the next 5 months.
Man at the top never gets a pay cut. Always remember that.
And if a frog had wings, it wouldn't bounce its ass on the ground. Is that what the girl said on Wayne's World?
Not only that idiom doesn't belong in this. Goddamn monster-ass Cory Castle not caring about little babies starving, all this other stuff. That's all right, man.
Your parents make millions, though, so they'll be fine.
Who?
They've got to have millions saved.
Why? Why would they have millions saved? Because they made millions saved.
I mean, however much they've made, 2 of them, in working for the company, getting paid like a pretty decent salary for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
It's affecting everybody. So I don't feel extra bad for them as I do for everybody.
Okay. For those of us that aren't horrible people, you can go over to tinyurl.com/YouTube Rick Connor and see some good wrestling matches from people that will still be employed for the independent scene when they come back. Check out some DCW matches, WPW matches, ACPW matches, which I'm uploading now. The ACPW show I'm uploading now has the main event of Cory Castle, Dinmock, Matt Bomboy, and Cryptic Keegan. So Team New Era before they were Team New Era in a four-way. And also on that show was Rick Feinberg versus Sinister X, which we don't talk about here.
2007, probably.
It's 7, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the thumbnails on your Rick Matters versus Sinister X match.
Yeah. Jeez. Not a good match. Not a good match at all. What do you got, Cory? You got anything to plug?
Check out Evolving with Cory Castle. If you want to hear some cool ass conversations, I got some really cool stuff coming up with comedians and filmmakers, and I got almost every couple days coming up. I got a new guest coming up. I got one coming up with another struggling with Sozio Swapcast, where we did a CKNY Jude reunion. But that's up on Sozio's feed if you want to check that out. That's pretty good. We talk about old CCW and then how they talk a lot about being dads and stuff. And I just sat there like a third wheel because I can't talk about being a dad. But yeah, just check out. Make sure also you subscribe to Rick's YouTube so that you can get notifications if we go live. And let us know you exist. Leave us some comments on the YouTube videos. Even if you thumbs down us, hate this episode if you want. Just go ahead and thumbs down it. That's fine. It's fine.
That's not fine. Oh my goodness, Cory Castle. I had another plug I wanted to get out there. Oh, we're probably going to be doing another live stream for Money in the Bank when that happens. So stay tuned for that, May 10th. As Mark rolls his eyes as hard as he possibly can.
Did you hear the audio of him rolling his eyes?
I did. I heard like a little, just a little bit of him just creaking his eyes back.
I'm fighting a migraine, so I'm struggling to be less obvious.
Well, that about do it for this episode of Rassle Rock. Thank you very much for tuning in, whether it be iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, or on YouTube, for if you're actually seeing us. That about do it. I'm Rick Connor.
Cory Castle.
Mark Habacher.
And until next week, keep watching wrestling.
Join us again for another episode of Rassle Rock. This has been Jay Davis speaking.